Industrial agriculture is the very large farms that are managed like a corporation with stockholders. The reason that those farms have a problem with sustainability is because, first of all, they have very high costs or use of fossil fuels and various kinds of natural resources. Well, there's two areas that seem to be in the forefront in the larger industrial farms, and that is air pollution. It's gotten a lot of play. It's gotten a lot of criticism from communities out there with those farms. And the other is water pollution. The large feedlots and large operators have strict controls on their what's called point source pollution. I happen to believe that it's easier for the smaller family farm, and it really always boils down to management and the ability to have control of the situation, a sustainable control type of management. And so the smaller farms are able to implement some of these practices. There is a difference, and the difference being around the fact that the large industrial farms have a tendency to spend their money at the main offices of a company. They don't spend their money very much in the community, and they're aware of that. They've been criticized for it, and they try to benefit that. They try to compensate for it. The small family farm will spend their money in the community much more. Dr. Hendrickson over in rural sociology has been involved with a study to look at that very issue, because we don't really have any good data on how money is put back into the community system from small farms, and whether it's different than large farms. So we first have to have some base values, and that study is getting some base values, and what she tells me is it's looking pretty good. That small farms do generate dollar turnover in the local community. The number that's used a lot of times is $3 to $5 to $1. So for every dollar that the family farm would spend on inputs and so forth, that would generate $3 to $5 of business in the community.
The local feedlot affects our community by offering us a place to sell our grain, whether it be basically corn, but he also buys or can buy oats, and the local farmers, it encourages them to go ahead and continue to plant the corn because they know that they have an outlet to go for it. He also is in the process of buying our animals. Once they get up to size, he'll buy them, and then once he has a big potload, he takes it on up to a bigger feedlot. But it encourages you to continue doing what you're doing, whether it be for the grain or the animals. And he also not only buys the young animals, he also buys cows, and he will buy bulls. The prices actually are very competitive with what you would get if you would take it to a sale barn, or even like a MFA or a grain place. So he puts back into our community, or us personally, by encouraging us to grow by buying from us. I think he'll continue to encourage us to grow the smaller guys, and that's, I guess, a lot of what our local feedlot does is he keeps the smaller guys wanting to continue to grow the corn, or like for instance, we have a small herd, continue to maintain the herd that we have instead of giving up because we can't compete with the bigger people, and keeps our costs down. You don't have to haul the animals as far or have to haul the grain as far. So I think he will continue to help our community grow, and or at least the current farmers continue to go ahead and farm and not give up on it.